Bigfoot. You hear the name, you think blurry photos, right? Big footprints, maybe a hairy shape ducking behind some trees. It's almost a joke in pop culture.
Yeah, kind of a harmless bit of fun.
Okay, but let's unpack this a bit. Because the sources we've got today, they really pull the rug out from under that whole familiar picture.
Mm-hmm.
They show a reality that's, well, way more complex and honestly, pretty unsettling. It might just change how you view that whole enduring myth.
Totally. Forget the campfire story, Sasquatch. Our mission here in this deep dive is to go way beyond that surface stuff.
All right.
We're going to look into a hidden history using some pretty unusual sources to piece it together and think about what it could mean, like, right now.
And yeah, these aren't your typical cryptid blogs or anything. We've got this pasted text. It reads almost like a secret history someone tried to bury.
And alongside that,
And this document from the SCP Foundation detailing something called SCP-1000. And together, they paint a picture that's, well, it's unique and really quite disturbing. So you ready to get into it?
let's do it. Okay, so first up, this really bold claim from that pasted text. The whole Bigfoot myth, the idea we all have, it's apparently a fake.
A fake? How so?
Like deliberately constructed, manufactured by this group they just call the Foundation. It wasn't, just stories growing over time.
Right. And the text says this foundation actually worked to make it seem ridiculous.
Ow.
Well, think about it. Funding cheesy movies, guys in bad gorilla suits stomping around, faking tracks.
Wow.
They even apparently coined the name Bigfoot in 1958 specifically to make it all sound kind of silly, like a sideshow.
Okay, but why? Why go to all that trouble?
That's where it gets really interesting. The point wasn't just to debunk some mystery ape. It was to hide something else, something much bigger.
And that something bigger is SCP-1000.
Exactly.
According to these sources, SCP-1000 isn't just some undiscovered primate. This hidden history says they're a species that evolved right alongside us humans. Okay, and here's the kicker. They had intelligence that was comparable to ours. Maybe even superior.
Wow. So hold on. While early humans were figuring out basic stone tools,
Yeah?
SCP-1000, according to this, already had advanced tools, weapons, agriculture, even domesticated animals.
That's a picture painted. They weren't just, wandering apes. They supposedly had settlements, complex societies, billions of them, apparently.
Billions, that's huge.
The scale is just staggering. The text talks about a vast, shining civilization, and get this, powered by some kind of incomprehensible organic technology.
Organic tech, like living machines.
Sort of. Imagine cities literally grown from living stuff, sprawling across the land. They had unique transport, communication, even things that worked like atomic bombs, but organic.
This completely flips the script on history, doesn't it?
Totally.
We think of humanity as this, inevitable rise to dominance,
Mm-hmm.
but this suggests a world where we were the small, scattered ones, almost like myths to them.
Exactly, like how we think of elves or something today.
And there's that really disturbing detail about some SCP-1000 eating human bones as an aphrodisiac.
And keeping people in it
Yeah.
conservatories.
It's deeply unsettling, and it kind of sets the scene for the next horrific part of the story, humanity's alleged genocide against them.
Genocide.
The pasted text calls it an SK-class dominance shift. Now, in SCP terms, that usually means a massive event where one dominant species replaces another.
So us replacing them.
Exactly. And it says humanity somehow got hold of SCP-1000's technology, maybe stole it, maybe found it, maybe something weirder. Anomalous is the term used.
Okay.
And then used it to launch this incredibly fast, brutal attack, a genocide.
It wasn't slow, was it? The text mentions 70% wiped out in one day.
One single day. They call it the Day of Flowers, which is just chilling given what it represents. Think about that level of destruction.
Unimaginable.
But it gets worse. According to this account, the survivors weren't just killed off.
What happened to them? They were apparently driven mad, using SCP-1000 tech against them. Their minds, their higher thinking, suppressed, turned into basically regular apes.
So not just killed, but reduced, degraded.
Exactly. And their cities, their living machines, all destroyed using their own bioweapons. Wiped off the map, leaving almost no trace behind.
And then, maybe the freakiest part of all.
The memory wipe.
Yeah. Humanity supposedly used another one of these weapons on ourselves.
Wiping our own collective memory.
Of the war, of SCP-1000's civilization, of what we did. Just gone. A species-wide case of amnesia. It's like rewriting reality itself.
Makes you think about how fragile our own history might be, doesn't it?
Seriously. Could something like that even be possible?
Well, according to this narrative, it happened.
Yeah.
Except not quite perfectly erased.
The Children of the Sun.
Right. This small secret group, they somehow shielded themselves, preserved the knowledge, became the guardians of this forbidden history.
Which brings us to now, and this is where it gets really scary. The sources suggest that SCP-1000, they're waking up, somehow regaining that lost intelligence, that knowledge.
So all those Bigfoot sightings.
Suddenly seem less like random encounters and more like signs. Signs of them coming back and their attempts to make contact. The text says that's even more worrying.
There's that quote in the text from this Director Jones.
Oh yeah, read that.
SCP-1000 are just like us. That's what makes them so dangerous. We wiped them from history and memory. If they got the chance, what more would they do to us?
Gives you chills thinking about what revenge might look like after something like that.
Precisely. And that leads us to the Foundation's role today.
Their job, basically, is damage control on a planetary scale.
Right. Suppress everything. Prevent contact between us and SCP-1000. Why? To stop what they fear could be an extinction event for us.
They call it an Ur-class end-of-the-world scenario, which, in their jargon is about as bad as it gets.
And their methods are, well, thorough. Watching the media, ruining careers of people who get too close, using amnesia drugs.
Amnestics, yeah.
Grabbing any physical evidence, forbidding anyone from trying to talk to them, and constantly researching new ways to keep them contained.
Because notably, the text says just killing them all off. Not really an option right now.
Which implies maybe they can't, or maybe it's too dangerous.
And then there's the message. Some SCP-1000 can apparently speak English now.
Yeah, and the translated message is stark. It's, "We forgive you, given choice for now, not forever. Let us back in."
Okay, "we forgive you" sounds almost good. But the rest?
It's not a plea, is it? It's conditional. Choice for now, not forever. That sounds like a threat, or at least a ticking clock.
Let us back in. Back into what? Society. History.
That's the terrifying question. And there's this other strange mention, prior cyclical iterations, anomalous objects linked to SCP-1000 that might be from previous cycles of this.
Like this has happened before.
It hints at a much bigger, much darker recurring pattern, and it adds context to why the Foundation reportedly destroyed the Children of the Sun. They wouldn't give up all their knowledge. The Foundation wants total control of this narrative.
Okay, so that's the picture from the pasted text, the hidden history. Now let's switch gears to the official SCP Foundation file on SCP-1000.
Right, because the official story is very, very different.
How so? What's the official line?
Officially, SCP-1000 is described as a nocturnal, omnivorous ape, part of the hominy branch like us and chimps, intelligence. Officially, on par with chimpanzees.
So just a smart ape, basically, not a civilization builder.
Exactly. And they're near extinction, supposedly 10,000 to 15,000 years ago. Not genocide.
What then?
Officially, it was caused by an anomalous pseudodisease. They call it SCP-1000-F1.
A disease? What does it do?
This is wild. It supposedly has a lethal effect if any hominid that includes humans observes SCP-1000 directly or indirectly, like even seeing a photo.
Wait, you just die instantly.
There's a cumulative chance of instantaneous death. Your brain just stops anomalously.
Yeah.
That's the official story.
So that's why the Foundation contains them, according to the file, to stop this death gaze disease from spreading to us.
Precisely. And to prevent one reaching, say, New York City, which would be catastrophic if this effect were real. They mention the highest populations are North America and the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Standard Bigfoot territory.
Okay, so official story. Dangerous psychic death apes, not victims of genocide.
But then, you get to this addendum. A missive from Director Jones.
Yeah, same Director Jones quoted in the other text.
Seems so. And here the mask slips. Jones flat out confirms SCP-1000 is Bigfoot. And yes, the Foundation deliberately created the silly myth, the ape suits, the hoaxes, all of it.
Ah, so connecting the dots now.
And Jones exposes two direct lies in that official description we just talked about.
Okay, what are they?
Lie number one, there's no SCP-1000-F1 pseudodisease, no magic death aura. They don't kill you just by looking at them or having any direct anomalous effect like that.
Okay, that's huge. What's line number two?
Their intelligence isn't chimp level. It's exactly the same as ours.
Yeah.
Human level intelligence.
Wow. So the official file is pure disinformation.
Pretty much. Jones then talks about the lies of omission, basically confirming the real story we got from the pasted text, the advanced civilization.
Our genocide.
The memory wipe.
And the fact they're now waking up, regaining their minds.
It all lines up with that hidden history from the children of the sun.
So, okay, let's try and boil this down. What we're looking at here, based on these sources, is that the whole Bigfoot thing, the silly cultural icon, it's a smokescreen, a deliberate lie.
Built to hide a truly terrifying history.
About a lost civilization, smart as us, maybe smarter, with incredible technology.
The humanity destroyed.
Yeah.
Wiped out. And then forced ourselves to forget we ever did it.
And the danger now
is that they're coming back. Remembering. Trying to make contact. Which could mean, well, a reckoning.
For what our ancestors supposedly did.
Yeah.
So the final thought, the thing to really chew on, given this alleged history, humanity's actions. What does that message actually mean? We forgive you, given choice for now, not forever. Let us back in.
What kind of choice is that? What happens when not forever runs out? What does let us back in truly entail for us?
It definitely makes you wonder about secrets buried in the past and what happens when they refuse to stay buried. Profound questions, really, about who we are and what we might have done.